Hi everyone. In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss about unary operators. So, in the previous tutorial, I have discussed about 5 different operators in Java. So, here I'm going to discuss about the sixth type of operator, that is unary operator. And the symbols or the operators which is used under unary operator is plus, minus, and increment operator, decrement operator, and the complement operator. Okay, first we will see how plus and minus works initially, and then we will go with the increment and decrement operator. So what is this plus means? What it will do is, initially, one minute, I will just change the color. Okay, so plus means whenever I'm going to use 10, simply I'm assigning the value 10. This one will be considered as positive number. Okay, so this one is going to tell us whether my number is a positive number or not. Okay, and what about the negation, negative sign? If I am assigning minus 10, then it is going to tell me that my number is a negative number. Okay, so how you will declare it using the NetBeans IDE? I will first write the syntax in Java. Int, I'm considering a plus 10 is similar to int a equal to 10. Both the statements are same. And how you will use a negative number? And I'm using different variable, so 10. Okay, fine. So here these both statements are going to tell us it is a positive number, and the last statement will guide us like it is a negative number. And always, why you are telling this plus and minus is a unary operator? So here we are using only one operand, right? Wherever you are using only one operand, then those type of operators are called as the unary operator. Fine, I will do the same with an example in NetBeans IDE. One minute. Yeah, now if I am using a equal to plus 10, check whether you are getting an error or not. If it is a invalid statement, it will show you the error like this in the red mark. Okay, now it is a valid statement, and if I assign a negative number, then that will also be considered as a valid statement. Also, maybe if consider I'm using a print statement print statement, then it will allow me to print the values also. If I print it, then what output I will get? Look at the output. First the positive number, and next the negative number for uh, proceeded with the negative sign. Yes, this is how your unary plus operator will do its work. Okay, and you have to make one thing very clear, that is, whenever you are using plus operator, then if you are focusing on byte or short data types, then automatically this byte and short data type will get converted into an int data type. Okay, and this is called as the unary numeric promotion. Okay, this terminology or this process is called as unary numeric promotion. Okay, now I will tell that with an example. So here I'm considering a byte data type and b equal to 10. Now what happens, what I want to do is, I want to just add b equal to b plus 1, or 1 minute, or I will just use some other variable, some other data type, uh, some other variable, c equal to b plus 1. Now what happens here? It is showing me an error. What is the error? Incompatible types, possible lossy conversion from int to byte. So this is what, whenever I'm going to use plus operator, then it will automatically get converted into a int data type. Okay, so it will not allow us to use byte or short using the arithmetic operators. Okay, so this is what called as a unary numeric promotion. Okay, so you have to be very clear with this unary numeric promotion. This is my first key takeaway in this lesson. And next one, the next type of operator which we are going to discuss is the increment operator. The most important concept, easiest concept, but it is bit tricky. Increment. So in increment, we have two types of increment operators. One is pre-increment and another one is post-increment. So before going into the pre-increment and post-increment, first let us clarify what you mean by an increment statement. So if I am writing B or yes, B maybe initially I am having B equal to 2 and I am writing B plus plus, then the answer will get incremented by 1. Okay, so this is what the actual meaning of B plus plus, and B will be stored inside B itself. B plus 1 will get stored inside B itself. So this is what the increment actually defines. But we have two types of incrementing. So based on the types of increment, the values will get changed. Okay, now let us look at what do you mean by pre-increment. So pre-increment will follow the steps. Two steps both the types will follow. First is it will update the value and then it will assign the value. This is for pre-increment. And what about the post-increment? It will assign the value first and then it will update the value next. Okay, and the symbol used for pre-increment is, it is plus plus, maybe your variable, anything. I'm just taking A as an example, and here it is A plus plus. Okay, so these things you should be very clear. I will just highlight it. Okay, these two things, it is very important. Whenever you are doing pre-increment, you should first update and then assign. Whenever you are doing post-increment, first you have to assign and then only you have to update. Okay, shall we go with an example? Now I'm using int a equal to 2 and I'm using pre-increment. System dot out dot println, so plus plus a. Now what it will do is it will first update the value and then only it will assign the value. So now I will get answer as 3. Yes, so this is what your pre-increment will do. Now let us have a look at the post-increment. Now what happens? Initially it will assign. If it is assignment, it will assign. If it is a print, it will print. Then only it will update the value. 1 minute. I'm just printing A in the next step. Okay. So two print statements are here. Initially, first one will assign the value and update, and the last one, the answer 3 will be the updated one. Okay. So this is what your pre-increment and post-increment is. Fine. And the same thing will be used for, the same concept will be used for the decrement operation. The same thing, we are having two types of decrement. One is your pre-decrement and another one is your post-decrement. So here pre-decrement and another one is your post-decrement. And in pre-decrement, the symbol used for decrement is minus minus, and in pre-decrement What it will do, it will first update the value and then assign, like the previous case, that is like your pre-increment. And the symbol or the example for that is minus minus a. And here it will initially assign and then update the value. Okay, the example is a minus minus. And we will do an example for the same thing. So if I am using minus minus a, it is for the decrement, pre-decrement, pre-decrement, yes, and this is value after current value of a, current value of a. Fine. Now, if I execute it, now look at the answer. First, it will update the value and then it will uh, assign. Okay. Updated and assigned value is 1 and the current value is also 1. Now, instead of minus minus, if I am using minus minus at the end. Okay. Now check the answer. For the same value a equal to 2, I am doing it. So first it will, sorry, it is not pre-increment, it is post-increment. So first it will assign the value, then only it will decrement the value and the decremented value is 1. Yes, I hope both the things are very clear for you now. And I will just copy this in the key takeaways. 1 minute. Okay, this is your next key takeaway. And what is the next operator is? Our next operator is this. Okay. So what is the use of this operator is? It is used for negate your value. It is used for negate your value. Okay. For example, if I am giving true as the value and if I want to negate it, simply I can do not true. Okay. This will give me the result as false. And the one more thing to note here is it will always accept boolean values only. If you try with the integral values or any floating point values, it will not work. So this is the tricky point, or this is the variation. You should be very clear. Okay. So only boolean values will be used for this operator. And maybe I am giving boolean b equal to true, and if I want to negate the value, system.out.println negate b. Now check the output, you will be getting false as the output. So instead of true here, if I am assigning false, then you will get true as the output. Okay, this is simply for negating the value. And instead of false or instead of the boolean data type, if I go with any integral data types, it will show me an error. It will not compile. Okay. And if I am going with the floating point numbers also, it will give me, sorry. Yes, if I use any floating point numbers also, it will give me an error. So these are all the things you have to be very clear. Okay, so the third takeaway is, so this is your second takeaway, and your third takeaway is not operator used only, used only for boolean data type. It will not be used for any other data types. Fine. So that's all for this tutorial. If you have any clarifications or if you're giving your suggestions, please, your suggestions are welcome. Please post it in the chat window. Thank you.